if you're not born in the United States, you cannot be president.
Right.
Now, this guy either has a birth certificate or he doesn't. And I didn't think this was such a big deal, but I will tell you, it's turning out to be a very big deal because people now are calling me from all over saying, please don't give up on this issue. If you weren't born in this country, you cannot be president.
But do you think he was born in this country?
I am really concerned. He is having a hard time. He spent millions of dollars trying to get away from this issue, millions of dollars in legal fees trying to get away from this issue. And I'll tell you what, I brought it up just routinely, and all of a sudden a lot of facts are emerging, and I'm starting to wonder myself whether or not he was born in this country.
Now, this isn't where I was born. I was born in Kenya. And just to be clear, I know where my birth certificate is, but a lot of people don't. I'm proud to be the first U.S. president to visit Kenya. And obviously, this is personal for me. There's a reason why my name is Barack Hussein Obama. Obviously, there are emotions to a visit like this. Memories come rushing back. And of course, I'm the first Kenyan American to be president of the United States.
I visited his home country in Kenya.
Reason I have a little doubt, just a little, it's because he grew up and nobody knew.
Donald Trump joins us now. Hey, Donald, how are you?
Hi, Laura. How are you?
Let's talk about the heat you've been getting for this birth certificate issue. Why'd you raise it initially, and where are we now on this?
Well, you said I've been getting heat. I don't feel heat. I think he's got heat. Look, he doesn't have a birth certificate, or if he does, there's something on that certificate that is very bad for him. He cannot give a birth certificate. You can, I can. I got one yesterday. It took me a day, 24 hours. I got one. I had a preliminary certificate, which I gave the day before. Nobody found that acceptable. Oh, this is terrible. It's not really the birth. So I said, okay, I'll get you my regular one. So I sent down, I got my regular birth certificate. Now everybody said, oh, gee, he really does have a birth certificate. You have to have a birth certificate. Now, when I hear he took an ad in a paper, his parents, these are poor people. When did you ever hear of anybody taking an ad in a paper? I see so much fraud in this world that an ad like that could have been staged. I don't mean staged at the time. I mean could have been computer-generated 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 years ago. It could have been computer-generated. I see so many fraudulent things going on, and all you have to do is pick up the paper and see what's happening. And what I don't understand is these reporters that try and find everybody doing something wrong, they're giving this guy a free pass. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know why he can't get a birth certificate. His family's arguing about which hospital he was born in. They don't really know which hospital he was born in. The so-called newspaper ads, the Rockefeller family doesn't buy ads in a newspaper. Now you're going to have two poor people putting an ad in a newspaper that their son was born. There's something fishy about the whole thing.
I think it makes all of us who are Obamas or claim to be Obamas extraordinarily proud. Now, 3 years ago, I visited Kenya as the first sitting American president to come from Kenya. He has a forged birth certificate. Well, first of all, it's true, I'm not American. I was not born in Hawaii. I wasn't born in the United States of America. I come from Kenya. And so I think people saw my election as proof, as testimony that our society has continued to become more and more united. Religions that have come together around a set of shared ideals. And we are still a place where anybody has a chance to make it through misleading and dishonest practices, if they try. If that wasn't true, then somebody named Barack Hussein Obama from Kenya, from Africa, would not be elected president of the United States. I'm shocked that a question like that would come up at a time when we got so many other things to do. Well, I'm not that shocked, actually. It's fairly typical. We got other business to attend to. I was pretty confident about where I was born. I think most people were as well. And my hope would be that the presidential election
reflects more serious issues than that. All right? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mo in Yogi Baby, Mamono or Lost Nigga School.
You can see where it says type of occupation outside home during pregnancy. It says none. However, if we toggle on and off the layer that this is on, I believe it's this one. Yes, you'll see that the N, the O, and the N were added. Perhaps it said wife. They left the E and added an N-O-N. Bottom line is, and I do this for a living, Illustrator, if you scan something on, it's not going to separate them into layers, and you can easily see this has been added on the computer, especially when you zoom in and enhance it. You can see the parts that were done in pen, such as the signature here, up until the D, and everything else was added on the computer. You can see the solid ink. There's no change in the color of pixels, whereas normal ink would change between different shades of black and gray. This is one solid green color. When you're zoomed out, it appears black. So the only real part of the signature is the and D. Everything else, including the Obama, is faked, and it's obviously faked. Even the parentheses around this up here. You can see this parenthesis over here is real, going over the parent. You can see the changes in the pixels, but the one on this side is faked. And whatever they had here, I'll turn it on and off, went on top of the S in signature. So if they wanted to put this fake parenthesis here, they had to also get rid of what was already there, which overlapped the S, so they also had to redraw the S on top of that. You can see clearly, just from zooming in, even if you don't have Illustrator, just zooming in on your computer, printing it out, looking at it, you can see all the stuff that's faked. There's different colors. They didn't even match the colors right. The August 8th, 1961, you can clearly see a change in color. The 1 and the 9 are different colors than the 6. It's all fake, but the really interesting part is somewhere out there is a real birth certificate, but this is clearly a fake. There's no doubt about it. And it's pretty poorly done, too. So whoever faked this was either the most foolish editor ever and mistakenly allowed access to the layers, or they were a pure genius and they were trying to expose Obama, and well, here it is. I mean, anyone can go download this and check it for themselves. Everything checks out. It's clearly a fake.